Hey, good evening, everyone. We just came out of executive session, so we already said the pledge. I'd like to welcome you all this evening. I'm going to ask Dr. Bowers to provide her superintendent's report, and I will reserve my comments for unfinished business regarding the superintendent search process for later on in the meeting.
Okay. Well, I have to start with saying to Andrea, bravo. For those of you who were able to go to our drama over the weekend, I have never seen a cooler set, ever. Yeah. I mean, it was so simplistic and so, was that?
I knew it was coming.
Was that a Skanga creation?
It actually was a collaborative effort. We provided the panels, but I know Damian McDonald, I think, glued 3,000 lights in there. And
It was just
Craig
awesome.
Rothman was sort of the designer, so kudos to a lot of people.
And the computer, what was that, computer generated in the back?
Yes. The way the lights changed.
Yeah. And the different
then,
pictures came up
The
and-
projections, those were done by Jim Mekalakis, Martha's husband.
Yeah.
And Katie Bissinger did the choreography for all of the movement stuff. So it really was a very
awesome.
collaborative effort.
Yeah,
And
and
the kids were.
the kids were wonderful.
And they-
I mean,
they-
they just, I saw Friday's show,
Mhm.
so I saw that cast, so I'm sure Saturdays was equally as wonderful. But
Yes, it
I
really
just,
was.
kudos to everybody. I thought that was just an awesome show.
Thank you, thanks.
So,
Yeah, we love the experience, so.
I
Yeah.
really liked what Miss Sniffen did with because of the theme of the show.
Mm-hmm.
She had them. They showed it to the entire high school and to
And
the middle school.
Yeah.
So I thought that was great, and I think they should continue to, regardless. I mean, I know it was the theme that really sparked that, but I think that would be a great tradition to continue. It allows the kids. You know, they put so much work into that show. You know, to only do 2 performances, now they got to do 4 performances.
Correct.
So it gives them a little extra, boost, a little more bang for their buck, so to speak. And the whole school got to see it. And a lot of times the whole school doesn't see it. So I think that would be a great tradition to continue. I don't know how the drama department feels about
The
it.
nice thing about it, Evan, was that, you don't want to look at the back of my head?
Part of the reason why we did 2 full performances, one for the middle school and one for the high school, was, as you said, because of the subject matter and the importance of it. But also, it was because the 4 lead roles were double cast. So it's just such a shame when, and you know this, May, when you put so much work into a show and then you get to perform it once. Part of our concern, like a small concern, was that people would, if they saw the full performance, that they would be like, oh, well, I don't have to go again. But just the opposite happened. I had so many conversations with people who were saying, like, usually when there's a teaser, it's 15, 20 minutes, it's easy to sort of talk yourself out of going to the show, like, whatever. But this really made people want to come again and want to see it again because there's so much to see, and and they had an opportunity to catch parts that they missed. So it really was. I thought it was an awesome decision, and it worked out well. The show was relatively short in comparison, so I would definitely be all for doing that again.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andrea.
Yeah, so congratulations, and everybody did an awesome job, so congratulations to everybody out there. So we have a number of things related to our building and grounds meeting that happened on November 30th, and which will then kind of shift into our next board meeting, which is on the 19th, December 19th, and our focus again will be on the potential referendum. So we had a group of people that came together once again to determine what is it that we're looking for if we do have a bond referendum. And since the last time that we spoke with the public about it, we pulled the study that was done in 2006, and we looked at the heating and cooling needs of the district. And when John D'Angelo, our architect, got involved, he also brought us information about the electricity study that was done in 2006 and the plumbing study. And there was one other, what component was that, Wyman? The roofing, right, and which has been done, so that's, I guess, why I kind of put that to the side. So there were a few things that we still needed to consider through the electrical and the plumbing components of this, and we are adding a couple of items onto the spreadsheet that will be presented on the 19th. And we talked a lot about where we were in 2006, what we've done now through 2017, and what still needs to occur beyond this. We also have requested another study be done, taking what we presently have and kind of working from there to see where we're going and what types of things have happened. Since then, we also met a couple days afterwards with our building and grounds team and with Ann, and we kind of recreated where we have been as far as the piping issues in this building. And we went from 2002 to now. And there were, you kind of see like the progression of what's been happening in the building. I think we had a total of 12 pipes that have failed since 2002. And it was kind of a slow drip, no pun intended, initially. And then we had 4 that failed last year. So we're going to have all that information coming together. John D'Angelo is coordinating another study. We should have some preliminary information on the 19th, and then we should go from there. So we're just compiling more information. If there's more questions, if you let us know what the questions are, we can certainly act on those, and we can go from there. So, all right.
Can I ask
Yep.
a couple questions?
Sure.
So, when you request another study, so will the study then be as thorough as it sounds like this study in 2006 was in terms of plumbing, electricity, and the heating pipes?
So it will definitely be the heating.
I knew that.
And so now we're looking at, we talked about with the Smart School Bond Act money and all of the new things that we're bringing into the district, all the new access points and the servers and the switches and everything else and the number of devices that we're bringing in, we really have to make sure that we have the right amount of electricity.
Right.
So they're going to be looking at panels, and that will be, we don't really have too many plumbing needs, so we probably won't go there. Many of the things that what we're talking about is maybe continuing on with the shifts in the water fountains that we put in that filter water. And so that will probably be something that they recommend. But it's looking at what was looked at before, minus the things that have been done and the new recommendations. And it's also, Paul Gallagher is the person who has been involved since 2006. And so he has some background. He can kind of bring it back. He was here, I think, a couple of years ago just to do a check to see where we were. It wasn't a thorough study, but now we're doing the thorough study.
Great.
So if you have an interest in being part of this, our Board of Education workshop meeting is on Tuesday, December 19th at 7 o'clock, and we'll be at the high school, middle school library, and you can hear John D'Angelo from Fuller and D'Angelo, and we will be kind of presenting where we are at that point. So we invite you to come. This is more of a discussion item, and then later, if we decide to do it, something we have to consider. If you remember last year, we had just a limited number of days between the board meeting on the 19th, which it will be this year, and then we come back on the Tuesday. So we would have 3 days between one board meeting and the other. So the question is, do you want to cancel the board meeting on Tuesday, January 2nd, and then just add the additional to the next Board of Education meeting?
I think that makes sense.
Yeah, we did the same thing last year. It seemed to work out perfectly fine. There shouldn't be much business in between anyway. So we'll make the motion later on, recommend action.
Which, so that means that the financial consent agenda financial that we would normally approve on the 2nd will get approved then on the 16th. Is that's the main.
That's a problem.
Well,
Would that be a
issue.
problem? No, it's not a problem on my end. It'll just be like a combo meeting.
Yeah, maybe a little longer.
Yeah, yeah.
So would that mean if by some chance in January, if, because, you know, in January, you never know what can happen. So for the workshop meeting, if by some chance snow or whatever, we would do a makeup
Yes.
like before the February.
We'd have to snow
We
day
have-
Yeah.
that
We'd
one.
have to snow date that one, yeah.
Yeah. So it could either be the Wednesday or Thursday of that week if
Right.
we can do that.
Hopefully,
Right.
we won't have to do that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. But we can just make that a call on the,
Yeah.
like we can cancel and say we scheduled for.
On that day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, great.
Okay, we would also like to once again invite any family and friends that are out there of anybody from the Haldane School District. We are going to be hosting a Friend and Family University here for all the community members in the Haldane School District on Tuesday, January 30th, with a snow date on the 31st. And we've had a lot of excitement about this day, and we have a lot of partners that are going to be joining us and be part of it, including the Phillipstown CTC, Cove Care, Putnam County Sheriff's Department, and all the support services that we have in our district. And we have, it keeps changing a little bit. We had one of our graduates come back who is presently getting her social work degree, and she came in to pitch another possibility for the meeting. So, as I explained before, Dr. Michael Nearney will be here as the keynote speaker. He is a consultant, and he talks about the teenage brain and substance abuse. And then we were introduced to a mom who is on the circuit. Her name is Mrs. Stephanie Marcusano. And she is a mom who unfortunately lost a child. And she talks about what the terminology I think she uses is co-occurring challenges. And she's done a lot of research about how students who struggle with drug addiction and potentially overdoses of drugs generally have some symptomology in high school, which is either ADHD, depression, or anxiety. And she actually talks about talking to people when they're at the place in their life where they can make a change so it doesn't become problematic. And we talked to both the families and we talked to the kids about realizing that if you struggle with ADHD, depression, or anxiety, you're at a greater risk. And so it's really twofold, the message that will occur. So we're going to have, we'll have first Michael Nearney coming in, and then we'll have our second speaker, and then we're going to have one breakout session to talk about a little bit about what's being done here. And parents can choose one of the two breakout sessions after the two speakers. So from 5 to 6 o'clock, we're going to have dinner. We will have babysitters here. At 6 o'clock, Michael Nearney goes on till 7:15 to 8 o'clock. We'll have our second speaker. And then from about 8 o'clock to 8:45, we're going to have a breakout session. So we welcome anybody who has an interest in any of this, and it should be everybody, because this is something, this is a community issue, and it's something that it takes a village, and this is just an opportunity for the village to come together. So once again, it's January 30th with the snow date on the 31st.
And Diana, obviously our school parents are going to be notified about this event, but is this something that you might be interested in, like putting in the paper?
Absolutely.
Put an ad in the paper to invite the community to be involved with?
There will be invitations that go out, especially for the middle school. We're talking about having the middle school students invite their parents and send letters home about what it is and the importance of it for them and their future. We're working with the foundation, the school foundation, and they're going to be. We've put a request in for having them sponsor a good portion of it. Our PTA is also involved, and would like to do some kind of a questionnaire that night to see what other issues parents would like to see in a similar kind of family university format. And so all the groups are coming together. And yes, there will be there'll be an invitation that goes out. Some students will be inviting their parents individually, and there will be something that goes into the community.
Yeah, and I was
And do we
even,
know?
the Garrison School Board, I know the Garrison has
already been
hosted.
invited, so they're going to join
events.
us. So we will invite them when that comes, so Laura's aware. that we're having it.
And you have details as to where it's going to be held. I know you said dinner, so are you thinking
It's here.
cafeteria in here?
Yep, and we'll
Okay.
have the babysitting in the large gym, and we're gonna have a fun movie for them and activities, and that keeps them busy while their parents have a couple hours upstairs.
Great.
So
Thank
we
you.
look forward to that. Okay, I think I'm done.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Yep.
Okay, is there any communication from the public at this time that we can? No? Okay. Moving on to consent agenda minutes, the board minutes from November 7th and 20th. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Item F, information reports. Those are there for your review that we will potentially approve this meeting in January, not the 2nd, but the 16th. Moving on to consent agenda financial. May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Consent agenda personnel. May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any discussion?
Actually, Dana, I feel like you talked about this before. Will you just talk about the changing of the position, the changing of the title of the facilities position to the position of maintenance foreperson, and
Sure.
what the actual difference is? Is there a difference? What that all means?
So when Michael left and went to Garrison, we decided on making some slight changes to the way the services are delivered. And we contacted Putnam County Civil Service, and they helped us go through the process where we would hire somebody in-house that had all the criteria, and we asked what the title should be based on what we were looking to do. And they sent over a description of a civil service title, which is foreperson of building and grounds and transportation. So we looked at the description. It met all the requirements that we had. The person who we were going to recommend into the position until the test is given. The civil service then we had to send the resume, we had to send a description of what they've done in the past, which we did, and then they had to review it and give us the conceptual nod that this person met all the criteria, which has been done. And we received the email supporting the position. I received a call on Friday, got an email today saying that all the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed, and so we could go ahead. And so we will be at the next meeting recommending, we are now posting it as per civil service, internally as per civil service requirements. It'll be recommended at the next meeting, and then civil service will have to tell us when the test for the position, the promotional test for the position will be given. And so all those pieces are now, everything that we've needed to do, we've done. And then we can have other posted positions, a kind of the domino effect will go into play, and we'll be recommending people into those positions on the 19th as well.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, any other questions, discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so as promised, unfinished business, did you want to make that recommended action? We'll do it in new business? New business.
That'll be nice.
Sorry, yes, okay. An update on the superintendent search. Yesterday, I'm pleased to announce that the stakeholder meetings conducted by Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES began with Dr. Lynn Allen and Mr. John McCarthy conducting them with the students and staff. There were 7 participants for middle and high school, 12 participants for the middle and high school staff, and 8 for elementary staff and administrators. And according to the BOCES facilitators, the groups had provided excellent insights, and the participants greatly appreciated the opportunity to provide input regarding a new superintendent of schools. I just want to remind people that if you were not able, even students and staff, if you were not able to attend that forum, there is an online survey. It's posted on our website, actually in 2 different spots. We have a tab labeled Superintendent Search, as well as on our homepage. There's a location there regarding that information. And to date, I'm told 29 people have responded to the online survey, so it is being used. And I just want to remind everyone that December 11th, there'll be a community forum here at 7 p.m. for anyone in the community to attend. Right here in the music room. So, and that's the update. So we're moving along.
The online survey close?
I believe December
15th?
18th. January 18th? I was going to say December 18th.
Oh.
December 18th.
I'm pretty sure it's December 18th.
Yeah, December 18th.
I'm just wondering if we should do, I know there was an e-blast about that, but maybe we should do another one, a reminder.
And it's actually also been posted to the papers as well.
Advertised in both papers and on the Facebook page as well.
But maybe we'll send an e-blast reminder
Just a
the week
reminder
before.
for people, yeah, to do it if
Sure.
they haven't yet.
Okay. Sounds good. Any communication from the public this time? No. Okay, moving on to new business.
These are the CSE, CPSE recommendations, and the recommended action is that the Board of Education approves the recommendations by the Committee on Special Education and Preschool Special Education as indicated.
May I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Any questions or discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next item is the approval to cancel the Board of Education meeting for Tuesday, January 2nd. And the recommended action is that the Board of Education cancels their business meeting previously scheduled for January 2nd, 2018 at 7 p.m.
May I have a motion?
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Final chance. Any communication from the public at this time? No?
They want to post some of those events on the town board.
Okay.
Yes. thank you
Julia?
for saying this. So can we, do we know, you know how to, we just get in touch with you directly, right? So Linda, Julia knows. Julia knows what to do. So like posting the forum, the online survey, the upcoming January 30th event.
I'm glad we've reached 29 people.
In one day.
In
right?
one
It
day.
just opened in.
Yeah. So that's impressive. So the word is getting out there, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
We just
but
need
the
to.
more-
the more, yeah.
the more we
The
put
more
it out there, the
input we
better.
get, the better off we'll be. So.
And Cecilia is so nice to remind us to utilize that TV channel because she reminds us to do that all the time and we don't, but we should. So Julia is on it. Did you for the school fair?
No, but I recommended it to
Somebody
whoever
for the
would.
school play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Good.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.